Ukusuku will lead you to Wazalendo Sacco and even more other circles. You may be interested in Wazalendo Sacco, but Ukusuku will advise and say, no. Why don't you start with Ebo and then go to Wazalendo? Or why don't you benchmark with Wazalendo and also add on Sacco XYZ, such that you are able to pick what will add value to what you are intending to achieve. Even as when we are going to benchmark in Kenya, we are guided by ACOSCA. They say, what do you want exactly? Oh, go. Whatever it is, for you to be able to pick what exactly you want to get. So let us make use of Ukusuku. Ukusuku will support you to reach us. Also call me direct. We shall see how we can support you. And these days our benchmarking has been modified. We get a team, send a team to your place to do hands-on teaching. Or we call you in and also do the practical teaching. ESG is already on. We can, you have picked my number. We can work out an MOU and then we see how we manage this. We already have different partners we are working with, the solar, motorcycles, those e-bikes, all those ones. We can work with you. Then there's this other question that members are not supposed to manage, to be part of management. We don't have that restriction. By the way, for us in Wazalendo Sacco, we believe management.
It's the other way around. That the management is not supposed to be. It is the other way around.
But for us, we don't have that restriction. In Wazalendo Sacco, we believe when we recruit you, you will be better accountable when you are a member. That's when you will manage the resources where you are part of the membership. Passion, commitment, accountability, name it, because you know that touch. You know the value in it, the commitment. So for us, that's what is in our bylaws, and that's the policy we have in place. That if you are not a member, for example, you're a soldier, you are not a member, and we have identified you for a position, you are dropped automatically, meaning your interests are zero and you are high risk.
Okay, thank you. Brother Mugume.
Yeah, thank you so much, moderator. I wanted also to give our side, our story. But of course, it's wrong, but I'll just cut it short. ESG is actually environmental, social, and governance. And these are issues, if you don't actually start from your mission, incorporating them, then forget about that. So the starting point should be, do you have it as a strategy, part of your mission? Then you also form targets for it, which are achievable. Because there's a saying which says, you cannot measure, what you can't measure, you can't manage. That is by Peter Drucker. So you must have targets, strategy, objectives of how are you going to mainstream ESG into your activity. And once you do that, therefore you actually move forward. But really when we talk about ESG, you are looking at how are you sustaining your institution, sustainably for future benefit of your potential clients, but also for the industry. And this also goes to greening your products, making them green, so that really there's a green financing and climate preservation. And still with ESG, you look at these vulnerable groups, for instance, refugee financing. I know in Uganda, we have almost 2 million refugees. And where we are based, especially rural, those are where these refugees camps are. So how socially responsible by you? What kind of services are you doing these people is part of ESG. because they are also human beings and they have same needs like other people we have. So that's also part of ESG, looking at those vulnerable groups, women, youth, the elderly, the refugee financing. Once you do that, then you are mainstreaming it into your activity. But also, for us, we have gone ahead and we have checklist. We can actually do self-assessment, but also external assessment. See how are we scoring in those three areas: the environmental, social, and governance. Then you rate your on a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? But also, we go ahead and use the same checklist towards our clients. When these officers go to make assessment and appraisal, there's a form they go with. Then you rate the client. Environmentally, how are they impacting it? Worse, moderate, or they are actually complying? So from that checklist, we know what action points are we going to make so that we can address those challenges, client by client, depending on where they are based. So if you are worse, the action point will say, engage this client and create more awareness about how to preserve environment. So that's how far we can go. And I tell you, this is the pertinent to all players, not only to SACCOs, commercial banks, but all industrial players, irrespective of where you are. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your number to the audience.
Yes, my number, you can write. Those who want to approach us, you can come to one of our branches. Actually, we have a network of 18 branches. 4, they are based in refugee settlement camps and also host community. Then the rest, they are also in southwestern Uganda, covering the western Uganda. So you can come and learn. It's free, peer-to-peer learning. It's open. You don't need even to call me. But my number is 0701 33 9989. Another one is 0782 33 9989. You can call me at any time for any guidance and sharing, because we are brothers and sisters in the same industry, and there's a principle of cooperation among the cooperators. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Douglas, share your number.
My number is 0779 48. Airtel is 075 7552, the same number.
All right, thank you very much. It is time, I can say time up. If there is any set of questions you can entertain, you the members have to give to grant me extra time. Yeah, that's how things are done. Do we have more questions? Do we have more questions? Yeah, looks like there are no more questions. Within the time frame we envisaged to handle. As I would like to members, I would like to commend the panelists, Mr. Mugume, my brother from DTB, Douglas, my brother from Wazalendo, William, for doing justice to the theme. What we've shared today, is one thing to make these presentations, and it's another thing to listen, write, and then use that information for useful purpose. I would like to urge our colleagues to make use you've gotten. We want to please pledge that whenever you call us, we'll be amidst you. We'll be coming. I want to say that as Centenary Bank, I'll be coming. financial literacy, governance, and other issues of sharing. As Centenary Bank, I'll be coming. I do this job here. They told you as chairman board, the other side, the Centenary Bank, but I'm a member of the Institute of Corporate Governance of Uganda. Our duty is to train of institutions. I'm an individual desk. I'm part of the economic desk, African Union. So that takes me out of this country to support Professor Victor, who is our head at the African Union in terms of capacity building. I mostly handle women and youth, plus governance issues. So we pledge, and I was speaking to my colleagues, Douglas, Mr. Mugume William, and they are saying that they can come and share because we are partners. Okay? When you invite me, don't say I've invited Rashid because from Centenary, you don't invite Douglas. Yes, invite Rashid from Centenary, invite Douglas from DTB. We come and we share experience. Okay? This is what we can offer. For the organizers, I want to thank you, Florence and team. I want to thank you for this because it is important. We can only move forward if we build capacity. And one way of building capacity is coming together like this, and then we share experiences. But like I've said, the most important thing is to make sure that the experience we've shared is put on paper, and then we craft to implement. It's very, very important to plan and execute. When you execute, make sure that you hold yourself first accountable, and you also hold your people accountable to what you've agreed to perform. That's planning, execution, and accountability. I want to thank you once again, and I would like to return this microphone.
Thank you, thank you. Tubongere obugalo, tubongere obugalo. Kaka na jaji. Abakugu bakyekuba obwama. We have a small token to Savannah Chomchitwari. You take it home. Kansabe ngenda kuyita yeumba participant ojofuna omukisa gukwatako obugalo mu ba panelists we nkuyita oyanguyirawo amukyala luwedde kankusaba ojjo kwase William a token of appreciation. Mukyala luwedde. Meanwhile, neyakiikiridde abaavudde ku bizinga Kalangala ojja okwase linda katono ojja kwasa ekirabo Douglas owa DTB Bank. Ku moderator omulangira Juko. Okay. Ndoza you are done mchala luwedde sobola okuddayo. Juko jango kwase Douglas from Diamond Trust Bank. Kwase token. Meanwhile, eyakiikiridde bannamasaka from Amedcourt, jangu okwase Mr. Mugume Joseph from Ebo Sacco, omukwasa awa token of appreciation. Then, to our moderator, a doctor from Desta, from Chitebista, jangu otuweleye ekirabo kino. Mr. Sebo, linda okatono naye bakwatako mu bugalo nga moderator waffe. Tweyanze your seats. We are really so appreciative. Meanwhile, as they take their seats, tubadde tugamba, though lunch is ready, tukose dakiika nga 25 tukikube lumu tuleme kudda abagenda mu weekend bagende balabe ku bintu byabwe. Tubuze program ntono nnyo, one okwawadinga certificates buli ali wano asomye ennaku 2 kye twakikanyizaako jjo si kyekyo from Ministry of Energy agenda tubulirako biki Ministry of Energy byeyina ate sako zaffe byesobola okufunamu tegedde bulungi. So Ndugu from the Ministry of Energy, it is your turn. Take it from.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I know I am standing in between lunch and the end of this convention, but before I begin, my name is Emmanuel Mulisa, and I'm here to first of all convey apologies from the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, who was excited about this annual cooperatives convention. But regardless, I am here to represent her, and I'll begin by first of all conveying her very brief remarks, and then I'll add on. She sent me to read the following, and then I'll add on. Allow me to begin by thanking the organizers of this convening of this important dialogue on powering cooperative prosperity through renewable energy and sustainable financing. As the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Development, we see this as a timely conversation that speaks directly to Uganda's energy policy of 2023. Our broader vision of achieving universal access to sustainable and affordable energy by 2040. Cooperatives have long been the backbone of Uganda's rural economy, from agriculture to trade, and increasingly now in the green economy. When empowered with access to reliable and clean energy, cooperatives can become engines of productivity, powering milling, cold storage, irrigation, and digital innovation in their communities. Renewable energy, be it solar, be it biogas, be it mini hydro, is not just a power source, but it is an enabler of enterprise, job creation, and resilience. However, access to affordable financing remains a major constraint for cooperatives-led green enterprises. That is why, as government, we are working with partners to promote innovative and sustainable financing models, including pay-as-you-go systems. I think some of you know about these ones. Results-based financing, We have companies that benefit from that, especially companies in our clean cooking program that they benefit from the results-based financing, where the government pays a larger portion of the amount that the end user would have paid, so that you get that on a government subsidized cost. We also have revolving funds through SACCOs and blended financing through private-public partnerships. We also have companies, for example, Bukona Agro, where the government now owns a stake of 40% to produce ethanol, which is also very clean energy. Through initiatives like the Energy Access Scale-Up Project and the Clean Cooking Project, the energy, just to highlight a bit, the Energy Access Scale-Up Project is aimed at powering and extending hydroelectricity to our communities. If you follow it up closely, the funding came from World Bank, and now the cost of you connecting your homes, increasing access. As we have always known that access in Uganda of the grid electricity has always been at about 20%. So the larger 80% of Uganda was surviving on the off-grid, which is solar. So now with the Energy Access Scale-Up Project, we are trying to extend that electricity to as many communities as possible at a very, very subsidized cost. So we also have the Clean Cooking Program that I've already highlighted, and I've already seen some companies here that are already benefiting from those government subsidies that they apply for through the Uganda Energy Credit Capitalization Company, abbreviated as the UECCC. Yeah? There's that results-based financing program where companies, especially in the clean cooking sector, also companies in irrigation, companies in solar, can always go and apply and be able to be part of that results-based financing. We are also, the clean cooking program, the Ministry of Energy continues to extend energy solutions to communities while encouraging cooperatives to play an active role, not only as consumers, but as energy producers. We are also deliberate about inclusion, ensuring that women, youth, and marginalized groups participate fully in the transition to a green economy. Empowered cooperatives can drive social equity and environmental sustainability simultaneously. So as we reflect today, I call upon our financial institutions, private sector actors, and development partners to continue innovating financing solutions that fit the realities of cooperatives. And to our cooperatives leaders, let us embrace renewable energy, not as an expense, but as an investment in competitiveness, resilience, and prosperity. Because truly, when we empower our cooperatives sustainably, we empower our communities, our industries, and our shared future as a nation. Those were the PS's remarks, despite the fact that I added in some little explanations here and there. But the whole idea is we appreciate the cooperatives that are now entering into the green energy enterprises, and there is so many solutions that you could benefit from under the Ministry of Energy, especially our financing support through the UECCC for companies in solar, mini grids, for companies in the clean cooking sector. Those are all renewable energy solutions that we are trying to promote as much as possible. I understand I don't have so much time, and I'm grateful for this opportunity. We can interact further during the break. Thank you so much.
You have a few. You want him personal so far. Kara aina yechibuzo nga kigenda wa Ministry of Energy. Ibuzo bizibu tuli mu lunch time. Energy. Oba mu mwagala one-on-one. Kare sebo, you can take your seat. Tubuzayo bintu bibiri. Tweyanzege. Bannange mujja mulaba muleka awulirize bino ebiddako. Wazalenda muwambye. Kale katugende tufune certificates. So Mr. Rashid, our humble request is you to our participants. Those who have attended 2 days fully. Expect. That one we agreed yesterday. Sicho? Amina. Kale. Bwe nsoma erinnya yangwako ng'osembera ng'okwatako mu ngalo owulire engalo z'ababbanka bwe ziweweera. Nakintu Jane aye kataliiwo. Asasira Masse, Masiga Alan, Emmanuel Mulisa, Nalugwa Flavia. Okay. Nalugwa Flavia. Ten nafuka yiyo. Drusilla Nakitende. Soko tuule wano wansi. Tuule wano. Asasira Masse wo. Nakawoya Lauda. Linnya ki? See you. Masiga Alan. Wali, karibu. Nakawoya Lauda. Watango Gerard. Opolot Ime Po. Polot. Alan Mugabi. Alan. Chua Cloud Adrian. Asimwe Allen. Asimwe Allen. Lule Kennedy Ben. Claudia Rure. Linet Tumuhire. She's coming. Fiona Kemgisha. Linet. She's not around. You save that one, you go with this one. Arthur Ndahura. Nabulime Goretti, Sembera. Arthur Ndahura. Nabulime Goretti. Ono wasuubiryo zambuko. Nakirijja Nuriat. Lieutenant Jovan Muganzi. Ayebazibwe Diane. Ayebazibwe Diane. Kazinda Geoffrey. Cheyune Emmanuel Rukwago. Kazinda Yarwa. Cheyune Emmanuel Rukwago. Ngane Kauchi Eric bosembere okumpi. Kauchi Eric. Kauchi Eric wali. Taremwa Ashel. Kauchi wali? Oh no. What's your name? Matovu Francis nawe sembera. Juko Robert. Chumek Ivan Akoy. Meanwhile, Sewanka Ambo Derek nawe sembera. Chikomeko Dennis. Hamani Musitenywa asembere. Kiliza Bruno. Kiliza Bruno. Ninsima Edith. Mirembe Deborah. Dr. Chimba Henry. Miss Bwinene Josephine. Miss Nakalanda Maria. Nisima Edith. Daura Ellen. Catherine. Daura Ellen. No, Daura, sorry. Namato Angela. Abdul Hakim. Katongole Abdul Hakim. Serunja Jibrison. Sandra Amuge. Gariwango Christopher. Gari wango Christopher. Nsamba Jonathan. Nsamba. Nachimuri Margaret. Warugembe Rogers. Jangwa. Ani? Nsamba. Sewanonda Ime Joshua Asembere. Sewanonda Ime Joshua. Nalubega Anastasia. Nalubega Anna. Nalubega Anna. Luke Olembe Henry. Nalubega. Who is this? Nalubega. Nalubega. Hey, Yori. Which one? This one? Bari Kudembe Farouk. Bari Kudembe Farouk. Johnny Po Muhire. Johnny Po Muhire. Nasimbwa Betty. Betty Nasimbwa. Dunstan M. Mukarazi. You can list it. I will get it. Dunstan M. Mukarazi. Upload image. Po. Okay. Shall get it. Tayebwa Apollo. Tushabe Innocent. Namagembe Yvonne. Tushabe Innocent. Namagembe Yvonne. Ndiachira Kenneth. Ndiachira Kenneth. Mugabi Alan. Mugabi Alan. Goa Muzatam. Goa Muzatam. Ronald Kasanya. Ronald Kasanya. Kirabu Brenda. Nizabapate na. Kale. Kisabo katwina ne bapate na baffe nabo tusabo bakwateko mu ngalo. Rest Television. Rest Television, come and receive your certificate. Rest Television. Meanwhile, as Spintech gets ready. Spintech. Spintech. Baba Dewa Banabana. Atlas Agro Processing Limited. vintage. Great info, sibalabamu. Sawdust coffee husks. Which one? Great info. Starbucks International. Starbucks International. Atlas Agro Processing. Starbucks. Kati eno simanyi. Okay. Kale. Kati eno ekyannemeredde okusoma Centenary Bank. Omukungu okuva mu Centenary Bank. Centenary Bank. Unajja. Mchala luwedde. Jangu andingova. Jangu andingova. Yebwe njikwasa. Jangu kwase. Hand over to Centenary Bank. Hand over. You will to Centenary Bank. Uli ali kusimu. Tukole bintu vyo tugende. Tukole bintu vyo uli ali kusimu. Meanwhile, Jude Color Solutions. Jude Color Solutions. Jude Color Solutions. No man arazio. Uganda Cooperative Savings and Credit Union. So jango receiving ekirabo yomugamba ja receiving ekirabo kya dokita. Lubaga Community Development Circle. Lubaga namulabyekaawo. Mr. Dan Sentumbwe. Uli omwana. Kale. Toweka Sako. Toweka Sako. Toweka. Ministry of Energy. Ministry of Energy. Abataka. abataka taliiwo.